I'm Geraldine Ralph, also known as the Daycare Diva, and this morning we are going to talk about transitions, what I do to help transition new kids into the daycare. So I currently have 2 children in my program that are new, that are transitioning in. We've got Jamie, she's 1. Basically with the littlest ones, they usually are pretty much smooth sailing, especially with her. That's been my experience anyways. She came to me as a child who's already been in an early childhood program before, so this isn't her first time to daycare. So she gets the idea her mom's gonna drop her off, and then her mom's gonna leave, and she's gonna be here for the day. So Janie just came right in, and she was ready to rock and roll. Then we have another little guy, Tanner, and he's new to the daycare, so he is 2 years old, just had his birthday. So he's never been in an early childhood program before, so all of this is very new. Don't throw it on the floor. All of it's very new. So some of the things that I do to get my children ready for the program, the ones that are already in my program and then the ones that are transitioning in, is prepare the environment. We're going to talk a little bit about preparing the environment for new children. Before I take new children into my program, I have an interview process where I talk to the parents and I kind of get an idea of what the child's personality is like, what kinds of issues the parents might be having at home, if there are any, and kind of like their personality, temperament, have they been in a program before, all that kind of information. I take all that information in. I also ask things like, does the child put a lot of toys in their mouth, things like that, just so that I have an idea of what kinds of things to be on the lookout for in terms of safety. The next thing that I do is I prepare the environment. You say hi? So obviously, there she is. Obviously, with Janie being a 1-year-old, you're going to assume that she's probably going to put some things in her mouth. Her parents said that she doesn't put too many things in her mouth, and I haven't found her to put too many things in her mouth. But I'm going to make sure please keep this in the bin, before the children come into the program, that I'm making sure that everything that is in the environment is safe for under 3. All my other children before that were older, so they didn't really put any toys in their mouth. I mean, of course, I do monitor what's in the environment, but before Janie came, I went through everything. I vacuumed, I looked under things, I dumped out bins, looked inside of the bins to make sure that we didn't have any stray objects that might pose a choking hazard for her. Another thing I did with my other little guy, Tanner, that's coming into the program, I noticed right off the bat, you want to sit with me? That Tanner was that Tanner likes to throw toys. His mom said he's also a climber. Hi, where are you going, sister? He likes to climb on things. So, I'm always going to make sure, where's Tanner, what's Tanner doing, is Tanner climbing on things? And he did. Like the first couple days, he climbed on my light table, he climbed on the lunch table, and he climbed on the sensory bin. So just kind of redirecting that behavior and giving him a space to climb. So have a small space where he can climb around, and just teaching him that you can't climb on the table, you can't climb on the sensory bin or on the light table, but you can climb in this other space that's available for the kids. I also put a ball pit in the room for Tanner because I know that Tanner likes to throw toys, and he also has a high physical need for, just moving around. He's a mover and a shaker. They all are at this age, but some are a little bit more. They're more into movement, and so if we don't have something available for them to be able to get that excess energy out in a safe way, then they might become unsafe, and they might become frustrated or overwhelmed. So I put a ball pit in my room, and I went through and I got rid of all the blocks because he's not ready to play with blocks yet. He will be eventually, but right now it's just more important for me to help him transition into the program and be successful and not throw a block at any of the other children. He throws blocks because he's curious about up and down, cause and effect, throwing things. He just thinks it's fun to throw things. So we're teaching him that it's okay to throw things like throwing balls in the ball pit, making sure to create activities that are fun for him that involve throwing and jumping, that are safe, so that he understands that he can throw and jump and tumble around and get kind of crazy, but he has to do it in a safe way. So we're kind of working on that. Another thing that I do is make sure to set up our daily activities with things that my children who are already established in the program like to do and that they can kind of do on autopilot, so that if I get into a jam with my new little ones, I'm seeing major hugging going on over there. If my new little ones need a little bit of extra TLC, they need some extra love, they need me to spend extra time with them, that I can do that without taking away from the other children. So I create these little trays of activities that I usually have on standby that'll be a little bit more engaging for the kids, things that they haven't really seen or things that they haven't seen in a while. And then I also have my tried and true things that the kids love. Who's here? The kids love the light table, they love Play-Doh, they love cutting, and they love the sensory bin. So I make sure to have those things available for the children who are already in the program so that they have something fun to do that's going to be engaging. Please don't put that in her face. So that they are able to have a good day too. So I hope this helps, and I hope that you have a super fun day with your littles today.